Hello, anybody up for some sun salutations today? Let's go ahead and just take ourselves to the mat. It's a beautiful day. I'm outside. I guess maybe I'll be joined by the dogs. So this is Drake who wants to do sun salutations too. So we'll go ahead and start off standing and come towards the top of our mat, or just come and stand in a comfortable place outside. I have the blanket out too. Inhaling and reaching our arms up and overhead, and then exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Softening the knees as we let the head come down. We can nod the head and shake the head, releasing any tension that we might be feeling. And then bringing our hands to the mat. Let's step our feet back and come into our downward facing dog, lifting up through the tailbone, softening through the heels. The knees stay soft as we bring that tailbone up. Breathing here, pressing into our palms and our fingers to feel the strength. And then with our next exhale, let's take the knees down and find our child's pose as our hips come to the heels and our hands reach forward in the extended child's pose. Feel a nice deep breath that travels up through the back body, and circle our exhale forward and down into the front body. With our inhale, we'll come forward into our plank on the knees, letting our shoulders go slightly past the wrists with the elbows turned towards the back of our mat, our space. Belly is in strong. We'll let that next exhale take us into crocodile as we find a hover. And then inhale the belly to the mat. Bring the breath forward, elbows towards the back of the mat as we come into cobra. Touching the nose to the mat, let's slide back into our child's pose. Let the hips come to the heels, reach the hands forward. Pressing our palms into the mat, curl the toes under and lift the hips to down dog. Tailbone lifts, heels soften. Taking our gaze towards our hands, we'll walk our feet towards the hands and come into our forward fold. Soften the knees. With our inhale, sweep up to mountain, bring palms together overhead, and on the exhale, let's sit down in a chair, stacking our knees over the ankles. Inhale, sweep up to the mountain, and then exhale, swan dive into forward fold. Hands come to the mat, and we'll step that left foot back, going way back with that left foot for a lunge. Now stack the right knee on top of the ankle like a table. Let the knee come down on that left side, uncurl the toes, and maybe bring our hands to that front knee or reach up, stretching into the left hip flexor. Hands come to the mat. Sliding back into our child's pose, let the hips find the heels. Inhale, come forward into plank. Elbows face the back of your space. Exhale, crocodile, hover. Inhale, bring the belly down, bring the heart forward, cobra. Exhaling back down into our child's pose. Let those hips find our heels. Inhaling and taking the left foot forward, coming into our lunge here. Stack the knee right on top of the ankle. Hands on the mat or coming to the knee or reaching up. Hands to the mat. Let's step that back leg forward and come into our forward fold. Inhale up to mountain. Exhale, sit down in chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive into forward fold. Hands to the mat. We're stepping our right foot back for that lunge. Lengthen the spine so that the back heel goes in line with the crown of the head. Let that knee come down and curl those toes, releasing that right hip towards the mat and maybe deepening the stretch through the right hip by taking the hands up, our warrior arms. Exhaling our hands to the mat. Let's slide back into the child's pose. Let the hips find the heels. Inhaling and coming forward into our plank to lengthen that spine. Exhale, crocodile, belly to the spine. Inhale, cobra, open the heart. Exhaling and coming back into child's pose, hips to the heels. With our inhale, we'll take our right foot forward and come into the low lunge here as we stack the knee and maybe add the arms, stretching that left hip. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl the toes under, lift off the knee and step the back leg forward. Forward fold. Inhaling up to the mountain, palms together. Exhale, sit down in our chair. With our inhale, we'll sweep the palms up overhead. And on the exhale, take the hands to the heart. Completing our practice for today. Namaste.